Good evening, I'm William Pace. Thanks so much for tuning us in tonight. We really have a great show for you. First, we're going on a tour of the Krohn Conservatory in Cincinnati. Next, we'll be talking with Howard Huffman III of Huffie's Barbecue, one of Dayton's favorite restaurants. Then it's on to the Ohio Village for a trip back into time. And we have the band Annie Cracky, who is gaining a lot of momentum these days. They're going to be on the show. I love receiving your emails. To email us at The William Pace Show, email us at williampaceshow@aol.com. That's The William Pace Show@aol.com. If your email is chosen to be read on the air, you'll receive a gift from The William Pace Show. To learn more about the history of The William Pace Show, go to williampace.com. and it will show you how we got started 17 years ago. Coming up next, we're going to go to Cincinnati for a tour of the Krohn Conservatory. Stay with us.
For 12 years, What's Poppin' Gourmet Popcorn has been making fresh popcorn and fudge right in our Centerville store. Try our famous white chocolate crunch made with sweet popcorn, peanuts, and pretzels, all coated in lots of white chocolate. Our white chocolate pizza is made from sweet popcorn, peanuts, and marshmallows in white chocolate, drizzled with milk chocolate. It even comes in a pizza box. Our holiday tins make wonderful gifts and are made up fresh with the flavors you want. Visit one of our 3 locations at Washington Square, Far Hills and Whip Road, Town & Country Shopping Center across from DeClark's, and in the Dayton Mall Food Court.
Isaac Transmission Shop is an alternative to high-priced transmission services. Isaac Transmission Shop is located 2467 Patterson Road in Kettering. Call us at 256-0637. Hello, I'm William Pace, and we're on location at the Krohn Conservatory in Cincinnati. And I'm talking with the manager, Ruth Ann Spears. Thanks so much for coming on the show. Tell me, how long have you been the managing director here?
About 6 years. I have a degree in ornamental horticulture.
Really?
Background in business. I was in restaurant management. I have a degree in ornamental horticulture. And I also worked for an interior landscaping company. So when I applied for the job, I think they combined all 3 of those and decided I was a good candidate for the job.
Wonderful. What do you like about working at the Krohn Conservatory?
The idea that the city of Cincinnati entrusts me with something that actually is a priceless treasure. It's a Cincinnati tradition to come to Krohn for Christmas, for Mother's Day, for holidays. Everybody has a picture of themselves when they were a little boy or a little girl at Krohn Conservatory. And I feel like I'm really entrusted with something that is a real treasure of Cincinnati.
So there's a lot of history here.
Oh, there is so much. There's always been a greenhouse of some type in Eden Park since about 1880. William Longworth donated the land to the city of Cincinnati. He tried to grow grapes to begin with. It didn't work around the Mount Adams area. So he donated the land. The city paid a little bit more money for some outside land and started Eden Park. But there's been a production house here. In about 1903, the city decided they wanted to have a display greenhouse. So that was the beginning of the first one. And then 1933, this is the building that was built.
Now, how many acres are here on this land, on this property?
We're probably about 70 acres for Eden Park itself. We cover 25,000 square feet. And we're actually in the rainforest room or the waterfall room.
It's beautiful. It's really beautiful. Tell me, you're open every day of the year, I believe, aren't you?
Every day.
So
of the year.
you never close.
We never close. We're probably the best place in Cincinnati on Christmas Day. People want to get rid of their relatives out of the house. They send them here.
So what is Christmas like here?
Oh, it's almost a fantasy land. It's so beautiful. We grow about 2,000 to 3,000 poinsettias for our showroom. We have a music box with trains on it that have historical replicas of the city of Cincinnati.
Well, I know where I'm going for Christmas this year.
Yeah, on Christmas Day when everything else is closed.
Tell me about these plants here.
You probably have picked my favorite plant in the entire building.
It's called chocolate.
It's chocolate tree. It's where chocolate actually does come from.
Really?
It's a Theobroma cocoa tree. It's probably one of the few that's actually in a conservatory of this size. When the leaves come out, they're bright pink. One of my first years here, I thought the plant was dying. I almost had a heart attack. And the florist or the horticulturist in charge of the room told me, he said the leaves come out bright pink. They're not sick or anything. But we actually do get chocolate pods on it during the winter.
Now, how does the chocolate pods come on it?
Well, it's really interesting. The chocolate pods actually grow off of the tree trunk itself. It doesn't usually grow from a small stem. So the chocolate pods will actually grow from the trunk, the established trunk.
I see.
And around Christmas time, we actually have huge chocolate pods where you break it open and you don't eat any of the pod itself. It's just the seeds that are used to produce chocolate.
Oh, to grow chocolate.
Yes,
okay.
And they actually have to dry it and process it. It has sugar to it and everything. But if you open it up, it's almost like a soft potato, the inside of it. And in South America, that's what the natives eat.
Oh.
They throw away the part that we treasure.
I see. Okay, let's continue on.
Well, there's another plant up here that is really just gorgeous. It's a passion vine. It happened to be growing like on the chocolate tree. But that's probably one of the most unusual plants that we have in the room too. It's a very famous one called a passion flower.
Passion flower.
And our zebra longwings, which are in our butterfly show, it's the host plant of the zebra longwing. So this is the only plant the zebra longwing will lay its eggs on.
Oh, okay.
So we have to keep our butterflies out of this room so they don't lay their eggs, and then when they lay their eggs, their caterpillars eat that flower or that plant. And the plant actually even has self-defense mechanisms where they make it look like there's already eggs on the plant.
Oh.
So other butterflies won't lay their eggs there. So it's a very smart plant, actually.
So we're here with the flowering plant here?
Yes.
What is this called?
It's a hibiscus. You see it a lot in landscape, or people use it on their patios. But this is a double blooming hibiscus. In this room here, it used to be called the fern room because when they opened in 1933, it was just a collection of ferns. What we've done is taken a lot of tropical plants and cut the canopy back so you get a lot more sunlight. So this room is probably one of the most colorful rooms actually in the conservatory. So you'll see a lot of color in this room that you won't see down by the waterfall because we keep the canopy intact in there.
Tell me, where are the most popular places for these kind of plants to grow in the country?
In the country...
Miami, Florida?
Oh, Miami, Florida, but almost every garden store sells them during the summer. You see them as standards, you see them as small bushes, but in Florida they use them as hedges, and they are just breathtaking.
Yeah, I can imagine.
There's a little bit of history with this. It's naturally used as a birth control down in South America. You drink a tea out of it, and the natives have used it for years as a birth control.
Now we're coming up to these hanging plants here.
We have a lot of epiphytes in this room, which are air plants, basically. These here are air roots from one of the trees itself. They gather water and air, basically. But you'll notice as you look up into the trees, there's a lot of plants up there that are cup-shaped. And they actually grow up, and they need no soil. They just catch the air and the water that drips down.
It's raining.
You're actually in a rainforest. So you'll get that effect. So a lot of these plants will actually, Spanish moss is an epiphyte, which grows in the air. We have a lot of that growing around. But we have, I'd say probably 100 to 200 different types of epiphytes or bromeliads within the building itself. We have to help attach them. In nature, they attach themselves. So we use a little fishing wire and a little glue, but they do wonderfully in here because of the atmosphere.
Up next, a stop at Huffie's Barbecue. Stay with us. Waynesville Furniture and Decorating Center is your premier place for furniture, lighting, home decor, and much more. We feature sofas and chairs by Breddington & Young, furniture by American Heritage, and lighting by Lieutenant Moses Willard. You can also browse through our beautiful selection of collectibles by Willie Ray Studios or our full assortment of Yankee candles. We are located at 96 Marvin Lane in Waynesville. We're open every day from 9:30 to 5, closed Wednesday and Sundays. Waynesville Furniture, our family serving your family for over 34 years. Good evening, I'm William Pace. Thanks so much for tuning us in tonight. On our restaurant segment, we're here at Huffie's. It's one of Dayton's best well-known establishments. And my guest is Howard Huffman III. Thanks so much for coming on tonight. But we know him as Huffie. How are you, Huffie?
I'm fine.
Thanks so much for being a guest tonight. Now, you've been in business here for over 40 years.
Since 1963.
What is the secret or the magic of lasting that long in the restaurant business?
Acknowledging that the people, that they are the boss and here to serve the people. Patience, persistence, having good food, and having good presentation.
Service, service, service.
Exactly.
Now, you do catering here. Catering is a big event. I went to one of your catered events last week, and it was for a wedding, and you had a roasted pig.
Right.
You had, it was beautiful. You had it fixed with fruit around it, and you had flowers in it. It was quite a festive occasion.
Right. Well, when you do a Hawaii luau, you got to have something very colorful with flowers.
Mm-hmm.
And as you notice at the Hawaii luau, I garnished the pig with flowers with a layer of greenery around it, and also made a decor with oranges, apples, and pineapples. And also, as you've seen, the fruit salad, garnished with pineapples and coconuts, watermelons, and different fruits.
It was very colorful, and the people seemed to have enjoyed it as well, too.
Yes, they was really impressed with the layout and the presentation.
Now, what I found fascinating is that you actually cook the pig on a closed grill.
Yeah, that's right. An authentic Hawaiian luau in Hawaii, they usually cook their pigs in the ground. Now, I can't be digging up people's ground to cook a pig, but I have what you call a smoker, a large smoker. In fact, I can cook a half steer on the smoker.
How long does it take to cook a pig?
Depends on the size of the pig. That particular pig was a 250-pounder.
Wow.
Took around 8 hours.
8 hours?
8 hours.
So you start cooking early in the day, or do you just cook the previous day, or how do you do that?
Well, I usually do 2 days before the event. I dress the pig. I spice it up real good so it can saturate the flavors in the pig. And then the day before the event, I use hickory wood and charcoal to give it that real, unique flavor. That's right. And cook for 8 hours. Then I dry the pig with my pit on site.
Now, I hear that people come from miles and miles just for your barbecue sauce.
They have.
So what is the special, without giving it away, what makes it so special and unique, your sauce?
Well, cooking with pride, dedication, and the sauce goes back to 1925. My grandfather, I'm a third generation of the Huffman family that was in the restaurant business. My grandfather in Kosciuszko, Mississippi, started a business where he had a farm, he grew pigs, cows, he had a grocery store, and from there's where the sauce was first originally made.
Now, we're going into the summer months. How many pig roasts will you do, you think?
Anywhere from 15 to 20.
20. And do they vary in terms of what you serve with the pig roast?
Depends on the theme. They may want a Hawaiian luau. Of course, for Hawaiian luau, you have to include a fruit salad. You may want a Memphis, Tennessee, or North Carolina type barbecue. The pig, baked beans, potato salad, coleslaw, maybe some corn on the cob. Depends on the theme.
Corn on the cob. I bet that's real popular, isn't it?
Most definitely.
Corn on the cob. So now, how do you cook that?
Well, corn on the cob, what you do, you put it in some water. You put it directly on the grill where the water turns like a steam and smoke the corn.
Okay, so you don't put it on the grill.
Oh, yes.
You do put it on the grill.
In the chuck.
Okay.
Right.
Let's talk a little bit about the restaurant, the kind of entrees you have at Huffie's.
Well, it's an African-American cuisine, specialized what I would like to call now soulful food. Collard greens, macaroni and cheese, the yams. We have chicken and dressing. Of course, we have the ribs, barbecue chicken. Our number one sandwiches are Philadelphia cheesesteaks. You get the super cheesesteaks, or you get the Asian cheesesteaks. Of course, we have the hamburgers, the monster burgers, pork chops, steak and gravy. We have a wide variety of food here at Huff's Barbecue. Fish, whitey, cat, perch, orange roughy.
Wow. I told a friend of mine that I was doing this interview, and he said, Well, just go hungry to Huffie's, huh?
That's right.
That's a prerequisite. Just come hungry and then...
And we're going to take care of you.
I see. Well, thank you so much for being on the show tonight. I really appreciate you having us here. And we look forward to coming back and doing another interview with you. Thank you so much for coming on. And as a guest tonight, we have a box of Esther Price Fine Chocolates.
Sounds great.
It's Dayton's best.
Okay.
Thanks again.
All right.
There's more to come on the William Pace Show. Stay with us. Up next, we're going to Columbus for a tour of the Ohio Village and take a nostalgic trip back into time. Stay with us. King's Table Family Billiards invites you to visit us for a game. For over 7 years, we've been offering a family environment with sure billiards, video games, music, and more. We're open 7 days a week, Sunday through Fridays from 4 p.m. to 2 a.m. and Saturdays from 2 p.m. to 2 a.m. We're located at 6522 North Union Road in Clayton, Ohio. For more information, call us at 937-832-POOL. That's 937-832-7665. King's Table Family Billiards. When you need a professional electrician, call Dunford Electric Company. We specialize in residential and commercial wiring. With 16 years of experience, our helpful and friendly staff can handle any of your electrical needs. The Dunford Electric Company electricians are fully licensed and fully insured. We get the job done quickly and correctly the first time with very little disturbance at your home or office. For a free estimate, call the Dunford Electric Company at 263-0123. Hello, I'm William Pace, and we're taking a tour of the Ohio Village, and my guest is Lee Drake, site manager for the Village. Thanks so much for being on the show.
My pleasure, Mr. Pace, my pleasure.
This is fascinating, the Village. There's so much to look at, so much to see. How long have you been in charge of the Village as the site manager?
I've been here not quite a year, so I'm still kind of the new guy.
Now, what do you like best about working at the Village?
The people. There's such a wide variety of people, everyone from the visitors that come in to the experienced staff that we have here. There's some wonderful people that know quite a bit.
Great. I love the costumes that they're wearing. Very, very colorful and very much in the period,
yes,
too, of 1860.
Everybody wears the clothing that would have been typical in the 1860s. So on a warm day like today, I'm still wearing wool trousers and got a vest on, things like that. So that's how people were then.
At the hotel, which is a replica of a hotel that was downtown.
That's correct.
It was a place where people could do telegrams and so forth.
That's where the local telegraph office would be, because that's where people traveling through would need to pick up business news and family news, things like that, through the telegraph. So sure, that's why it's in the hotel there.
And so a telegram would have cost how much back then?
About 55 cents to send and receive.
55 cents, but it was an instant way to communicate to people.
Yes, that's correct. That's
very
correct.
Similar to like what email is today.
Oh yeah, exactly. It was a revolutionary way to communicate.
And what would people have used the telegram for, like an emergency, so to speak?
Emergency, business news. Probably wouldn't use it to just chat with someone because it was expensive, and so it would have been reserved for important things.
Like an emergency,
exactly.
So to speak.
Right.
What about there's several sites in the hotel, like there's the main dining room there, and then there's also like a little bar.
Oh yes, the Elk's Head Tavern.
Okay, tell us about that.
Well, that's the tavern would be where businessmen would go in to relax after their coach ride up here from the railroad station, and maybe work on a little business, a little extra business there, because they'd meet other business associates. And of course, no ladies were allowed in the bar. That just wasn't a place for ladies.
Why is that?
Well, it just wasn't considered socially acceptable,
for ladies to do at that time period. So it's mostly for men to discuss like business meetings and so forth.
Right.
And then what's unique about the bar is that it has one of the deer heads. Is it a deer head?
Yeah, it's an elk head.
Elk head, okay. And tell us about that. It's the largest elk head?
Well, there's a story that it's supposedly the largest elk head in the state of Ohio. Now, I don't know how much that's 100% true or anything, but it's when you see it, you'll see it was a good-sized animal. It really was. And
the dining room is used for like meals and receptions and so forth like that?
Modern days, what we do with it now is the area is rented out for wedding receptions and business meetings, things like that. During the 1860s, of course, that's where you would go to take your meal in what they called the European style of hotels, where you'd get an individual meal instead of a large table where you just everyone would sit at the same table.
Now let's talk about the meals. Like, how much would a meal have cost back then?
Probably anywhere between $1 and 50 cents, something like that.
$1.50.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Just depending on what the meal was. I mean, now that would be a big meal. That would be, a roast, potatoes, the greens, the whole works.
So a full course meal. Then.
Exactly.
And also, too, the hotel is used for wedding receptions?
Yes, that's one of the uses for it in modern times, is that we rent the dining room out for wedding receptions in conjunction with the church, where people often have their own weddings at. The church was built in 1998. So it's the newest building here in the village. It's a beautiful brick church with all wood interior inside. Would have been typical of a larger township-sized church in an Ohio town, mid-19th century. And it's also where people can have weddings if they wish to have weddings here. We have historic church services there.
Let's talk a little bit about the Ohio Village. It's been around for how many years?
It's been around since 1974. That was the first year that Ohio Village opened.
And what was the big motivation behind this?
Well, it was to be a showcase of Ohio history, of the first 60 years of Ohio's history. Ohio was started as a state in 1803, and the idea behind Ohio Village was to show how the state changed and how the people changed from 1803 to about the 1850s. Now we do strictly the Civil War. Now we interpret 1860 to 1866.
Okay, great. Thank you. There's more to come on the William Pace Show. Up next, the band that everybody is talking about these days, Annie Cracky. Stay with us. Aero Battery is your full-service industrial battery and charger company for electric forklifts. We have over 300 new and used industrial batteries in stock for immediate delivery. We have 12 road and shop service technicians available at all times. Family owned and operated since 1984, we are the distributors of the Aero Power Boss industrial batteries and chargers. We also sell used forklifts, pallet jacks, and stackers starting at $1,900 and up. Call Aero Battery at 859-3759 for all your electric lift, truck, and charger needs. Isaac Transmission Shop is an alternative to high-priced transmission services. Isaac Transmission Shop is located 2467 Patterson Road in Kettering. Call us at 256-0637. The band that everybody is talking about these days, Annie Cracky.
We already started our song for you. So why don't you So I know she's fine.
There's more to come on the William Pace Show. Stay with us. Isaac Transmission Shop is alternative to high-priced transmission services. Isaac Transmission Shop is located 2467 Patterson Road in Kettering. Call us at 256-0637. Hello, I'm William Pace. I thank you for tuning in to the William Pace Show tonight. I would like to take this opportunity to ask for your support of this television program. We are looking for a studio home, a permanent place where we can continue to produce educational, motivational, and inspirational television programming, and where we can have a large studio audience. This will take a lot of support to bring into existence. There are a number of ways in which you can play a role in helping us to achieve this goal. They are as follows: financial contributions. You could be a regular advertiser on the show. You could be one of our regular sponsors. For more information on how you can help support the William Pace Show, call us at 937-226-7018. That's 937-226-7018. Or go to williampace.com. I thank you for tuning in to the William Pace Show, and we'll be back next week at the same time on the same station. We'll see you then. Take care. Bye-bye.